Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, in this video, I'll be talking about karate etiquette. Karate etiquette is very important because you need to know how to enter class properly. You need to know how to politely acknowledge others in the dojo and just know how to act, how to behave in a dojo. So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video, and leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, karate etiquette. This is important because you want to show your politeness. So, let's start from when you enter the dojo. So, for example, if I walk in, first I gotta bow. Bow to the entire dojo. So, how you bow? Your feet has to be 35 to 45 degrees apart. So, then you bow. Make sure that your arms are straight and you don't bow like all the way down and you don't bow like that. You move your whole body forward a bit as shown, and then you move it back. And then you would enter. When the instructor then says to line up, you would line up and it would be from the most senior student on the left and the least senior student on the right. So if I'm a black belt, I would be on the left. And then I would have to have a bowing position, standing bow position. So now let's say I'm the most senior student. Then once the instructor says to line up, once everyone is ready and lined up, then I would say seiza. This would mean to get down and sit. So how do you get down? You move your left leg first down to the floor. This is my left leg. So I would move it down to the floor and make sure it folds behind you. And then your right leg then comes down. So now the most senior student would say, "Mokso." This would mean to close your eyes. This is not the instructor or the sensei saying "Mokso." It's the most senior student. So close your eyes, and usually it would last around 10 seconds. And then "Mokso yame." Yame means to stop. So you stop closing your eyes, which means to open your eyes. And then you would have to say the dojo kun. I talked about this in one of my previous videos. You would have to say your dojo kun either in the first half of the class, like the first time you go down and bow, or the time after, at the end of the class. So let's say we say the dojo kun right now in the beginning. So I would say dojo kun, seek perfection of character. I'm going to do this in English. You could do it in Japanese or English, but right now I'm only going to do it in English. So seek perfection of character. This is when the most senior student says it. He says it first, or she says it first, whichever one you want. And then the other students then repeat that line. So, seek perfection of character. I would say that. And then the other students would then be like, seek perfection of character. The next line, the most senior student would say, be faithful. The other students would then be like, be faithful. But the other students shouldn't say it at the same time as the senior student. So if I say endeavor, I'm the most senior student, so endeavor. The other students shouldn't say it while I'm saying it. They should say it after. So in between each line, they repeat the line before it as well. So now, after the Dojokun is finished, then Shomini rei. This is said by the most senior student as well. So Shomini rei is when you bow to the front. Shomin is the front. Rei is to bow. So Shomini rei. How you bow is by putting your left hand forward, then your right hand. And while you're doing that, you bring your head down to the ground. But make sure that your hands aren't too overextended. Not like this. You're not stretching. It should just be a comfortable bow. So in a comfortable position, you would go not too far out, but a little close. You would bow, and then you will come back up. When you come back up, it's your left hand coming back, then your right hand coming back to the middle of your thigh. So then others would bow as well. And then sensei rei. Sensei is the instructor, the leader. And then rei is to bow. So what this means is to bow to your sensei, to show respect. So Shomini rei is when you bow front, but why do you need to bow to a blank wall? This is to show respect to the past karate masters, the past karate trainees, trainers. So that's what Shomini rei is for. Sensei rei is to bow to your sensei and show respect. So sensei rei, it's the same thing as Shomini rei. It's just to direct your respect to your sensei. So same thing, left hand goes first, then your right, bow, back. And then, if there's no sensei, then it would be otagani rei. This is to bow to each other, but you don't turn and bow to each other, not literally. You just show respect by bowing. You're still in a straight line facing forward, but you show respect and direct your politeness to your fellow classmates. That's when there's no instructor. So then, once you're done with those, the instructor would say to get up. Getting up is when you bring your right leg forward, up, and then your left leg. 1 and 2. So remember how I said that when you sit down, it's your left leg, then your right leg, and then standing up, it's your right leg, then your left leg. Just think about like your right leg has to be the leg that touches the ground more often. This one is still on the ground. This one gets to the ground first. And then once the most senior student stands up, then comes the other students. So the second senior student then stands up, third senior student then stands up, etc., etc. So now, after that, you would just bow and get ready. So now let's say I'm late to class. If I'm late to class, I'm not gonna just all of a sudden, hey guys, I'm back. I'm not gonna disturb the class. I gotta go, so I'm here. First, I bow, but I don't enter the class after. I bow, then I go in seesaw position. 1, then 2. And then I wait for the instructor to tell me to enter the class. Once the instructor has told me to enter the class, I bow in seesaw position. I bow here. Then I stand up. And then I walk into the class and join the class. So, now let's talk about sparring, the etiquette needed when you're sparring. So if you're sparring with another trainee, so say there's another person right here, but there's no person right now. If I'm sparring with someone, we would go in the standing bow position, then we would bow. And then we would just get ready and get ready to train. So now, counting. When you count in Japanese, well, it's really important to know how to count in Japanese, because most senseis or instructors, they will count in Japanese. So I'm going to count from 1 to 10 in Japanese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 1 to 10 in Japanese. And most instructors, when you're practicing your techniques, so say, I don't know, I'm doing punches, right? The instructor, probably on the last punch of that line, he would tell you to kia. So maybe it's the 10th punch, or actually let's go with the 3rd punch. Maybe he tells you kia on the 3rd punch. Kia means to shout, or shout in Japanese. But some people, they go kia. They say their kia, they say kia like the word itself. But if you translate this directly, the instructor tells you shout. You're not going to say shout when you shout. You're not going to be like shout. You're not doing that. You have to make a shouting sound like I or any other sound to let go of the pressure built in your body and force it out. So, yeah, that's how you're supposed to kia in karate. Don't say kia, because that literally means shout. You're not saying shout. You gotta make a sound to shout. So that will wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot. If you guys did,